Morning all. How many times do I actually start my videos by saying, fancy a spin? Well, this time I really mean it.
So welcome on board everybody. Yeah, I'm really excited to tell you about this. It's been in the planning for the last month or so. And so yeah, I'm off to do Route 66. And I can't wait. Now, the reason I'm making this video is that I want you to come with me. So, I'm true in what I say. Do you fancy a spin? I absolutely mean it this time. However, this time it's from Chicago to Santa Monica Pier. Now, don't worry. We've got a year to plan this. Actually, I'll tell you a little bit more about the organisation first. It's to raise money, first of all, for Temple Street Children's Hospital here in Dublin. Just angle this camera down a bit. And there's a couple of other hospitals under the umbrella as well, but it all started to raise money for the Sick Children's Hospital. And every time they run this event, by the way, they have been running this event since 2002, but they run it every other year. So what does that make it? Do my maths very quick, Dave. So I think that, yeah, they've run it 10 times to date. And so maybe this is the 11th time that I'm going on in September 2024. I can't stress that enough. Don't panic. You don't need to get your affairs in order over the next 3 weeks or whatever it is. You've got a year to do this. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about well, I've just told you about the charity, but ideally what they do is they take about 70 odd riders. Now at the moment we've 45 riders signed up. Would love to get closer to 70 or even 80. Obviously, the more riders we get, the more money we raise for the hospital. And at the end of each event, they buy. I mean, the amount of care needed. It's care for the families, staying with them whilst the children are in hospital, and etc. But over previous years, they've bought sort of crucial bits of equipment. And also intensive care unit beds, big bits of equipment, which there just isn't enough government funds for. So they obviously do their own fundraising all year round. This is only one of many events, but you can imagine with 70 or 80 riders, we could raise a lot of money to buy a piece of equipment like that, and much needed. Now, let me tell you, here is the squeeze, okay? But don't panic, because like I keep saying, we have a year to plan this. The price to do this is €10,000. But whilst it's a lot of money, you have a year to try and arrange sponsorship however you wish. And so I'm going to set about doing that. I probably won't start my fundraising until next year, because I'm just after fundraising for the jigsaw ride out that I did last month. So I don't want to start asking people for money straight away. I'll leave it until next year at least. But €10,000 is a lot of money. Obviously you can top that up yourself with your own savings, but what I will say is this: it will cost you an awful lot more to do it under your own steam. So there are obviously discounts for the group being as large as what it's going to be, but within that €10,000, all of your accommodation is paid for. The bike hire, now let me tell you this, because this is the exciting part, we're all doing it on Harleys. Yeah, now so some of you might turn your nose up at that, but if you ask me, you can only do Route 66 on a Harley. So it's the bike hire all included, your flights, your hotels, I think most of your meals anyway. So for 10 grand, believe me, and we're away for 2 weeks, 2 whole weeks riding Route 66. So for 10 grand, you know, out of that, there's a huge chunk of money goes to the Temple Street Children's Hospital. So, you know, winner, winner, Harley Davidson dinner. I can't wait to do it. You know, if you're a biker, I'm sure with most of you, one of the bucket list things to do is to ride Route 66. I've always fancied doing it since I was a child, and I'd always said to myself I would do it when I retire, but hey ho, this opportunity came along. Eddie Golden, the organiser of the event, he's a member of the Garda Síochána over here in Ireland. In fact, there's loads of guards riding out on it. Certainly there has been previously. I don't know if that's happening again next year. But as a result, we then get like a Garda escort down onto Santa Monica Pier when we finish and all that sort of stuff. So there are quite a few privileges opening up for us. I know a lot of Route 66 is closed, but if you want to do it in style, we'll do it with a group like this. Like I say, the LAPD, in fact, take us down onto Santa Monica Pier. Really looking forward to that. But yeah, Eddie contacted me. He follows this channel, and he contacted me, God, a couple of months ago at this stage, and said, Dave, I've an idea for you. I said, go on. My ears were pricked from the offset, and so when he told me and mentioned Route 66 and on a Harley, well, I just couldn't say no. At this stage, folks, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the route. So whilst you're watching my route today, sit back and listen to me in voiceover, just telling you a little bit about the history of 66 and what our journey entails.
Route 66 came about in 1926 and is affectionately known as the Mother Road because it was to look after and lead the way for the migrant farm workers fleeing the Dust Bowl and heading to California in search of work. The original route before it was decommissioned in 1985 was 2,448 miles, and it's a similar journey today. We'll be splitting into smaller groups for the ride every morning and then meeting back with everyone at that evening's destination. We're doing it the correct way, which is east to west from Chicago to Los Angeles, and throughout the 2-week journey we'll be travelling through 8 states, 3 different time zones, and probably a lot of different weather. For me, the romance and the nostalgia of riding on a Harley through a lot of small-town America and encapsulating the history is just one of the best opportunities I've ever been presented with. There are still many of the classic gas stations, restaurants and landmarks the way they were, and I personally can't wait to embark on this journey.
So there you have it. Did that stir up a little bit of dreaming, a little bit of motorbike excitement? It really is a bucket list thing to do. If you want to check out this website address, which I'll put up on the screen now, you can register with the actual charity, register your interest. They'll send you all the information and take it from there. Even if you just want to find out about it, it's worthwhile registering your interest. And hey ho, if things couldn't get any better, you get to spend 2 weeks with me. I only jest, of course, but we'll have a lot of crack along the way. It turns out I know a couple of people who've done it in the past, and I've spoken to them, and they've all told me it's just the most amazing lifetime experience, which it is. It really is a lifetime experience. So I'd love to, again, if you didn't even want to register your interest, then write to me at this email address. The power of graphics, it's great, isn't it? There you go. And if you fancy chatting to me about it, just send me an email on that, and hopefully we can take it further. We'd love to get about 70 riders. Now, we're going to be doing most of the original route as it is. Do you know what I'm going to tell you now? One of the things I'm most excited about, because the Eagles are one of my favourite bands, and that line, I'm standing on the corner of Winslow, Arizona. We're taking in that on the actual trip. It'll be one of those moments for me. And believe me, I'm looking at the route already, and I'm watching lots of sort of documentaries about it and whatever else, and reading books about it, and just so excited. So like I say, I'll end the video now. I'd love to have you on board. I'd love to meet even more of you, especially after the subscriber spin out that I had recently, which was just incredible. If I could meet even more of you, but this time doing Route 66 across the States. Holy God. Anyway, yes, I will end the video. You see, when I get excited, I find it very difficult to shut up. So, on that note, I'm definitely going to shut up. Right. Thanks a million for tuning in again. Dave Perry, Wheelie Good TV, heading out to Route 66.